Well, g'day folks, Tony Fountain from Ray White Mittagong here, and welcome to another edition of What's On in the Highlands for the weekend of the 25th, 26th of November. So I have as my guest today, or guests plural, three lovely ladies, all involved in the employment industry. Got Lynn Watson, who's the principal of Highland Recruitment and Ladies Behind Tradies.
Yes.
Got that right. And I've got Margarita.
That's
and
me.
I've got Anne-Marie. So I got that right too?
You did.
Yes.
Yeah,
There we
perfect,
go,
Tony.
there we go. Right, that's that. So girls, tell me, what's happening in the employment business? Give us the drum.
Margarita, what's happening in employment?
Well, employment in the Highlands certainly is booming, I think. We're certainly very busy here at the moment with lots of lovely new roles and a lot of lovely new businesses that are popping up, which is great for us.
Those businesses, like there was a comment I heard some time ago that Bowral had gone from unique boutique shops, etc., to where it had become chains. So is it going back to the boutique side of things again? Or?
Tony, you're only referring to retail.
Well, that was, yeah.
So we deal with a lot of businesses across the board, and we're finding more and more of those businesses
Beautiful.
popping up.
Yep.
Yes, and
Great.
it's lovely. Yeah.
Great. So we're young people who are about to leave school, the big wide world's out there, they're suddenly going to find out it's not as rosy as they thought it was. Where's their future?
Well, depending on their experience, Tony. A lot of them are finding work in the food and beverage outlets.
Right.
Tourism is obviously a big draw card here in the Highlands. So that's probably, depending on their background and what their interests are, that might be a good start. But probably what's most important for anyone leaving school or looking for their first job, even still at school, is two things. One is their presentation.
As they appear.
As they appear in their interview. Look your absolute best at all times.
Yep.
For an interview, or even if you're just knocking on doors.
Yep.
Look your best. And the second thing is your attitude. Attitude is so important. So we suggest to all young people a couple of things. Look people in the eye at all times. Always look them in the eye. Stay off your mobile phone and keep your hands out of your pockets.
Good handshake.
Yes, a good handshake. Absolutely, Tony, you're right.
So most of them will go into further study.
Right.
They'll go to uni or some other vocational training or an apprenticeship, but we would always encourage them to get a part-time job as well.
To get a real life experience.
If they come to us in a couple of years, we like to see that they've had
great.
the oomph to get out and work as well. And yes, as Anne-Marie said, we can help them with presentation, resumes, how to do an interview. Often they have to just knock on doors if they want a casual job, and we would encourage that to get their resume right and then present themselves well. And any young ones looking for a career, I would encourage them to look at where the skill shortages are.
Right.
Because that's where there's going to be jobs. You know, so many people studied something, but there's no jobs in that.
Well,
and so that's useless. So just a couple of things. All the health industries are short. So childcare, aged care, anything medical, because there's so many older people now. And childcare is a big issue. In the trades, every trade, there's a shortage.
Right.
So
Isn't it? I mean, I find that not ironic's the wrong word, but I get so annoyed that people think you've got to go to university. You end up with more degrees than a compass, but you haven't got a job. And yet here you are saying the tradespeople, there's a chronic shortage and all that.
Tony, in the 90s, the majority went straight to a trade or did an apprenticeship. Probably about at least 80% were going to trades and about 20 were going to universities. And now it's almost the opposite. And it's totally imbalanced. The uni graduates are finding it difficult to get a job and people are screaming out for trades. So we need to get it a bit more balanced again.
It was interesting, I know this is jumping across an issue, but Lynn and I are on the Economic Development and Tourism Committee, highfalutin title, and one of the things I'm passionate about is getting a university campus, and I just don't understand why we collectively aren't trying to get a university based on aged care where we train people, they come and live in, do the course for a length of time, away they go.
But I'll just reiterate again, and Margarita and Anne-Marie would too, the young ones have to present themselves correctly.
Yeah.
Margarita's always saying, do not wear that. That's what you'd wear to a nightclub.
Yeah.
You're going for a business interview.
Yep.
So, and Anne-Marie says, now make sure you smile, look them in the eye,
Yep.
stand up straight. Often they come in and sort of, hello, have you got anything?
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
like, well, you're not going to get
You're
something.
a shot duck before you start.
Yeah. So they have to really help themselves.
All right.
Yes.
Well, look, thank you very much for that. I think, folks, you can see the calibre of these three ladies here. And to me, it's not only the fact that you're placing people in a job, but just listening to you today, the passion you have for it. And you can always, my dad always used to say, you can always teach passion, you can always teach skill, but you can't teach passion. And you've got it, and I think that's wonderful. So,
well, we do love placing people in a job that they'll love, and we love working for employers and getting them the right person.
Well, there you go, folks. If that's rung a bell with you, there's the URL right there for Highland Recruitment. These are the ladies you'll be dealing with. So pick up the phone, talk to them, and remember, as long as you've got a pulse, you're having a good day.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.